History, as we know, is often biased towards the perspective of those who were ultimately the victors. However, if we're lucky, stories persevere over time that tell the other side of what transpired, stories that give us the perspective of those who may not have come out on top. Such is the story of an African slave, told through the eyes of Aminata Diallo in Someone Knows My Name. The book opens with an older Aminata sitting at a desk in London, writing her life story for the British abolitionists who have brought her to England to serve as the poster child for their cause. She insists on writing the story herself, since she is proud to be a literate free black woman, and feels that anyone else would be ill-equipped to tell her story as well as she could. And so she begins her story by traveling back in time to her childhood in a small village in West Africa. Aminata is a young girl, still a few years away from adolescence, who enjoys a happy existence with her parents. Her mother is a midwife, and Aminata often travels with her when she goes to help other women give birth. One day, on her way back home from a neighboring village, Aminata is caught by slave traders who have ransacked and burned her village. She is captured and added to an ever-increasing line of individuals who are tethered to one another and forced to march west for many weeks until they reach the Atlantic coast. Many people die along the way. Once there, the traders sell their surviving captives to men who then board them onto a ship, cramming them together in the steerage compartments below deck. Upon arrival in the Americas, Aminata is subjected to the indignity of being sold, naked, at auction to the owner of an indigo plantation. She is a quick learner, very intelligent, and she displays this in her ability to rapidly learn the ins and outs of the indigo making process, as well as demonstrating her innate linguistic skills and the healing and midwifing skills she learned from her mother. Her owner soon realizes her worth, but ultimately feels threatened by her intelligence. Eventually he sells her to an acquaintance of his who lives in New York City, and she is forced to leave behind her only child and the man she loves. In New York, her situation improves somewhat. Her new owner is a learned man who believes in treating slaves in a humane fashion. Though still a slave, Aminata has her own room in the house, and her new owner teaches her to read and to do basic math, as well as entrusting her with running daily household errands in the city. However, when revolution sparks, Aminata does what is necessary to gain her freedom. She escapes from her owner and works to support the British cause in exchange for passage to another colony as a freed black person. After the war, she is transported to Nova Scotia in Canada, to a small shanty town a few miles from a white settlement that has been established for incoming free blacks. Yet, life is no easier in this new landscape, and Aminata must deal with the hatred, prejudice, and poverty she has known for years in the American colonies. She is befriended, but ultimately betrayed, by a white family in town, and the devastation this causes is one of the most emotional scenes in the book. In the end, we once again return to London, to the older Aminata looking back on her life and all the experiences she has survived. In keeping with the sense of a marginalized person who has been tasked with telling her story to her own oppressors, the book does not delve too heavily into Aminata's personal viewpoint or emotional reaction to many events. Instead, she lets her thoughts and opinions be known through her descriptions and comparisons of the different people, lifestyles, and situations encountered. A powerful story of the true cost of the African slave trade, Lawrence Hill's novel shares many of the little-known facts of this period in history and allows us to enter this world through the eyes of someone who lived it.